Greetings, YouTube. I'll be linking to an article from the Big Blue today. And it deals with the cost of destroying the encampments of homeless people. Because it costs millions of dollars to sometimes clean them out, destroying their possessions, cleaning up the sites. And at the end result, you have a bunch of displaced homeless people who just go set up a new encampment somewhere else. I mean, in my city right now, we're dealing with the fact that they destroyed one encampment and the people just kind of moved across the street to another area and set up another encampment because there's nowhere for them to go. So they're now in the process of destroying that encampment. So where are they going to go? Of course, the simplest solution is to house them. Now, whenever I brought this up in the past, all the neocons have hopped on me and said, all the red caps out there have hopped on me and said, well, how many are you going to take into your house? Well, you see, I want to pay for the housing with the tax dollars I already give the U.S. government and the state government. I want to use my tax dollars to help my fellow citizens, and homeless people are my fellow citizens. So I don't want to take anyone in here. I want to pay for their housing of their own, which I'm sure they want, their own private place to live. Now, I realize that that is a high mark, but you can get there in stages. First of all, give them safe sheltering inside a structure. All right? Then you give them some kind of organized individual sleeping areas with communal structures, communal bathing, communal laundry, communal cooking, that kind of thing. And then you can move towards fully autonomous dwellings. And that would solve the problem. Because if you keep people, give them safe, dependable housing, long-term housing, you make sure they have safe, dependable food sources, you make sure they have safe, dependable health care, and safe, dependable education, all the problems that you are currently dealing with will eliminate themselves. Because that's all people need. And if they want more than that, then they can go out there and they can engage in the wonderful world of capitalism. But those basics I just talked about should be covered by us. We are creating the wealth in this country, in the world. We, the workers, the 99. And we should make sure that wealth is helping our fellow citizens, those who cannot participate in the work environment for one reason or another. It doesn't matter what that reason is. I don't give a shit what their life choices are. No one should be without a place to live, without food, without health care, and without an education. Nobody. And that isn't a high bar. And we are so far below it. We're in a goddamn hole because we don't want to try. We just want to sweep the problem aside, tell the people just to move on. And then you just kick the can down the road until you do this whole thing over again. Each time destroying their property, uprooting them, breaking apart any sense of community they may have developed amongst themselves. And you do it again and again and again, and you never actually solve the problem, which is they need housing. Now remember, in America, we have lots of empty housing. We have millions of units of empty housing. We have more than enough housing to put every single person in a place to live. And if we taxed the billionaires at a reasonable amount, the amount they should be paying, as opposed to them getting away with paying almost nothing, we would be able to take care of all the housing issues in America for decades without any problem. But we don't, because too many working class and poor Americans continue to vote for a party that at best wants them to stay poor, or if they're working class, wants them to be poor, so long as the billionaires get to be bigger. They will gladly stand on a pile of your corpses if it means they make $1 more in profit. And the politicians that they pay for will help them kill you. We need to be looking out for ourselves. And we do that by making sure that our tax dollars go to benefit our fellow citizens. And that, again, I don't understand why that's so hard to grasp. But it is. It's really hard to grasp for a whole lot of Americans because they've been brainwashed into thinking that the people at the top got there through some magic power they have. No. Inherited wealth is not a magic power. And before you tell me, well, like, these guys started their businesses in garages. Well, what is it, Bezos, whose parents gave him 300 grand? Yeah, how many people watching this video have parents that could just drop 300 grand on them? How many? And you're going to tell me, like, well, like the shit gibbon did well? His father gave him millions. And if he just invested it wisely, he would have become a billionaire without having to have done any of the evil fucking things he did. Inherited wealth and being white is the most effective way to become wealthy in America. And if you aren't going to inherit wealth and you aren't white, you're screwed. So let's take care of each other. And we do it by making sure our tax dollars are spent on our fellow citizens instead of buying F-35 fighter jets that don't work, or dropping bombs or sending drones against brown people in the world that have never posed a threat to you and never will. But they might be in the way of some corporation making a little bit more oil money. So yeah, just house them. We have the ability to do that. We have the technology. We have the wealth. We can do this. It can be solved. We just have to have the will to do it. And one of the first things we can do is Americans can stop voting for the GOP.